Hello.
Hello and good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, welcome to this session and thank you very much for creating time. We appreciate your presence tonight and we hope to have an informative session. We can begin with a word of prayer. Let us pray. Our dear and everlasting Father, we are grateful for this wonderful day that you have given to us. Thank you because of bringing us together and giving us this chance. We do not take it for granted. Interact with one another, help us and keep us united as a team. And we pray this trusting and believing. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, thank you very much once again for joining today's session. We hope to interact with each and every one of us. And we are looking forward to know you, even as you know what Secunet Technologies Limited do. And even as we begin this online internship, we are hoping for the best for each and every one of us. Let's be very expectant and be willing to learn and grow. Yes. So without much ado, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Frederick Wahome, who will take up after this.
Yeah, thank you very much, Grace, for that. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
If you have your cam on, you can. We want to see you. We want to see people. So that to see a mic, then we assume that we are in the session, but we are doing our own things. So thank you very much for creating time for this session. For that honor. I'm Frederick. I lead the team at Secunet Technologies, and just a brief, we have been there for the last 10 years, providing solutions in technology, also in cybersecurity, and now we are also doing capacity building. And we started the company right after college, meaning that it is possible for you to do that. You have been lied to that you have to work for this number of years, you have to have experience. But when we started back in 2009, 2010, we never had any form of experience. And 10 years, close to 11 years now down the line, at least we can say that we can see that we have come along. I'm going to invite some of our team members so that they can also introduce themselves. From there, we will have a session where we'll now introduce about this virtual mentorship and internship, and why does it matter to you in the first place, and how much value are you going to draw from this specific program. It is our first cohort, but we have been doing such engagements, but not in a very structured way. And our hope is, Mr. Harrison, you can try to mute your mic so that we avoid that background noise, if you can hear me. So we are saying that we've been doing such mentorships and also training for young people. And because we identified a gap, and a major gap, because us in the industry, we have our own expectation. So there are things that we look for. when you come into the industry. But now we identified so many gaps. So young people, you come to the industry with an expectation. You don't think maybe you need soft skill. You don't think maybe you need critical thinking. You don't think that you need to be innovative in any way. And now there's so much, that gap must now be closed, and we are the only one who can be able to close. So we can stay there and complain about it. But what we are trying to do is to do our part. Like now in the office, what we do, we have a program where we do like 1 year compulsory training. So this training is to try to make you unlearn, make you relearn, and make you learn new things. Because you have done the theoretical part of it, but now you have to, your mind has to be trained on how to shift now into working with people, working in a team environment. Maybe you are used to read alone. So that is why we are here. And this is a journey that we are going to walk for a long time together. Mentorship is not a very easy thing. And you have to really commit to allow these young people who are now us in this session to allow you into our lives so that you can also learn from what we are speaking and from how we do things. So there are times that we will invite some of you to customers' environment when you go maybe to make presentations, when you are doing some projects, like now there's a project you are doing in Naivasha. So we may invite you and tell you, let us meet in Naivasha in company 1, 2, 3. Then you will be taken through the steps, through the stages. How do you engage customers? How do you speak to them? How do you behave? How do you even, how do you dress in the first place? Because most of us in the IT, we believe that you need to have hood. You need to be geeky, to look geek, like a geek. No, that mindset has to change. So I want to allow our team that is here to just introduce themselves. Just take less than a minute so that you can proceed.
Good evening, guys. My name is Stephen Kagesha from Secondary Technologies. I'm in charge of cybersecurity and digital forensic support. Looking forward to the meeting and interacting with most of you. Thank you.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Kevin Mugo. I've been in Security Technologies Limited for a while now. But what I deal with mainly is penetration testing and a little bit of system administration and other technical concepts. Look forward to learning from you and interacting with you. Thank you.
Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Grace. It's an honor to be in this meeting today, and in technical support and as cybersecurity analyst.
So as we continue to wait upon others to join, we shall proceed based on our timings. And I'm going to, you allow me to, we are also recording the session because we shall be reviewing some of these discussions that we are going to have today. And as we do that, ensure that you are also preparing yourself to introduce ourselves as well, so that we understand and know who you are. And as we had said on the group, for those who have been able to commit themselves to today's session, we will be the one to proceed. So we are going to drop everyone else who has not been able to join the session without any form of apology. One thing that you are going to learn is that we are really trying to inculcate the principle of discipline, because that is one of the things that lacks amongst us young people. And allow me to share the screen So if you have a question, make sure that you can either just DM, or you can also raise your hand. You can raise your hand and we are going just to see and respond accordingly. So I will briefly take you through this so that you understand from where we are coming from. And at the end of these 3 months, we will also have a graduation ceremony here where we are based. And I know maybe 40% will leave. We remain maybe 60 or even 50%. But for us, we are not looking for a big number. We are just looking for a few people who can be able to understand, and they can also become agents of change and also to inspire other young people. So at the end of this session, you are going to have a growth mindset, because most of us at this point in time, we have a fixed mindset where we don't like challenges. We try to avoid challenges as much as possible. We take failures on a negative way. We do not learn from where we fail. But when you look at the growth mindset, you treat every failure that you experience in your growth as an opportunity to grow. You also understand that challenges, they also helps you to grow and also to embrace feedback. So if someone tells you that don't do this, you don't take offense when someone tells you that, because you are able to embrace feedback. And that is one way that you're able to grow. And also, you are not intimidated by successes of other people. So we'll share this, of course. These are different career paths, because we have seen people from cybersecurity, we have seen people from IT, we have seen people from business management, but we never wanted to just lock anyone out of the session. So we are going to structure a model of groups. So we'll have groups for cybersecurity, we'll have groups for the IT, and also business management as well. And we'll also be interacting through a platform on the cloud. So there's a platform that we have already set up, which will make it possible and it will simplify that process of engagement. So when you want to give you quizzes, it becomes very easy. So as we do this, and within this duration, one thing that I want to request you is you conduct a self-audit. Maybe you are in IT, whatever field you are in, make sure that you audit yourself. And one part that you are really going to focus on is on the soft skill. Because as you realize after your school, maybe you are looking for a job, but no one has told you that you need to do this, you need to be creative, you need to know how to solve problems. And one of the soft skill that is that many organizations are looking for is problem solving skill. So you can walk to an organization without even much experience, but you have a soft skill to solve challenges and even to solve a problem. And they are going to even embrace you even without much experience. So these are the things that companies are looking for. Unfortunately, we are focusing a lot on the technical part of it, and we miss on what matters most. Also, you will be analyzing on your strengths and weaknesses. As you work together, you will also guide you on how to come up with a CV that captures who you are, you know, your behavioral, the value that you can bring into the industry and also to any company. So you make sure that at the back of your mind, you will be auditing yourself, and you'll be having sessions with mentors. Like in this session, you'll have 2 or 3 mentors just to speak and share their mind on what you're supposed, where you're supposed to pay attention to, on what you're supposed to do, so that you can grow from one level to the other. And some of the opportunities that as we do this, that you are going to align yourselves to. So we already have COVID-19, a good opportunity for innovation. So as we continue to learn, as we continue to understand how you are supposed to work with people, how you are supposed to solve a challenge, so we'll have some sort of challenges. So you can be given a challenge and the target or the focus is COVID-19. So you come up with such an innovation, and some of you, maybe one or two people, depending on how you work and how serious and consistent you are, you may qualify for, we may be having a trip to either Israel or the US before the end of the year or the start of the year. So we'll have two of you who may qualify for such a trip, but only if you're very consistent. And those are some of the opportunities for you to network with other professionals in the industry. So our request is that you take this session very seriously. You are not paying anything, but you are going to pay with your time. You are going to pay with your consistency and also a sacrifice. Like now you have sacrificed your time. So these are tools that will be given. Some are cloud-based. So you can be able to analyze yourself, check on your productivity. How do you understand about productivity? How do you come productive? How do you even evaluate your own productivity? Because productivity is one of the principles. Whether you will be working for someone or with a team, you must understand how to be productive and even how to measure that productivity. And also we'll be introducing to you how you can be able to generate an income. Some of you are students, you need to have some income. You need to know how to do that. So we started to do some businesses when you are back in second year, and now here we are. So someone like Mark Zuckerberg, they started Facebook when they were second year. Does it mean you can also like have some form of stream of income? It is possible, very possible. And all you need is your phone, internet, and maybe your machine. So we'll be taking you through that. And also your competitive advantage. What makes you competitive as an individual? If you're in school, what makes you competitive? Why should we like give you an opportunity for internship, for mentorship, or even for a job opportunity? So why should you be the one to be selected without bringing in the issue of entitlement and all that? So those are things that you need to understand at the end of this, how to be very competitive. Sometimes you may look at people and you think that, like the world is favoring them, but they have added so much value in themselves that makes it very impossible for the universe to even ignore them. So that is something that you want to inculcate. And we'll do that through the mentorship and also internship. At the guide, we have a few mentors. So they will understand their roles to actively engage with you, challenging you to be productive, to demonstrate, to show you how it is done. Because we have so many people who do not know, they know how to speak, but they don't know how to do it. Even if they know how to do it, they do not know how to do it the right way. So we are going to demonstrate to you how it is done, then you can be able to. So you want to access an organization, someone can hold your hand, take you there, then you understand how do you speak. Are you supposed to sit down before you are told to sit down? You see? So after you engage with someone for a few minutes, what are you supposed to say? For instance, you send an email maybe after the meeting or something like that. So those are the things that the mentors are going also to be able to teach you. To overcome, some of us, we have some behaviors that we have not been able to overcome. That is why we are here. Some of us, we have experience, we have this and that. So we'll have different mentors, technology mentors, career mentors. Some of us are dating. So these sessions are not only for, also Grace, make sure you admit there are people also waiting in the waiting room. So as we continue to do this, our focus is not only on your technical, our focus is to model as a human being. So if you can be very good in hacking, technology, business, but you do not know how to live with a man or even a woman. So we are also going to consider that somewhere. The goals, some of our goals for this mentorship is to enable you access some of the skills, tools, even resources. Like now, some of you, I know you are innovative. You want to come up with something, a solution, but you do not know what you're supposed to do. You do not know where you are supposed to access, let's say, resources and maybe funding or something like that. So we can be there to guide you. We can be there to fine tune your innovations, and also an opportunity for practical career. So you have skills, you have theoretical skills, but you now need to put them into practice. How many of us have ever seen server room, data center, such things? So you may be called upon, we go to a customer's site, and don't take it for granted, you know. Another one is social and professional network. Already here we are over that. So this is already a group that you can be able to network. You never know. You may meet your business, your future business partner here. You may even meet a potential employer from here. So let us just do not take this platform for granted. I'm rushing because in the interest of time. And also you need to understand what mentors are not. So the mentors are not, okay, we are parents, but we may not be like your parents, you see. So we are there to guide. So we may not take the role of your parent. And also, we are not all knowing. Even as we are learning. Personally, I'm challenged by young people who understand how to do their stuff, how to present. So I'm also learning as well. A mentor is not a tutor where we sit down, train you, teach you. No, for us is to guide. And that's why the requirement is just like 2 hours. 2 hours a week. We may distribute and say, maybe we can do Tuesday and Wednesday, or we can do Wednesday and Thursday, you know, depending on availability, but we are going to share a schedule so that you can be able to plan your timings well on time. We will also take consideration. Some of us are in classes, doing exams, all of that. So we are going to put into consideration. So sometimes we may have sessions specifically for a specific group, ICT, cybersecurity, business management, although we just have a few people in business management. So we may also put into consideration that. So we'll also have physical interactions. So you may say, like on a Saturday, our office has a big space. So you can come like on a Saturday, then you interact. You have an opportunity to even configure a router, configure a firewall, and just have physical interaction, even in the midst of COVID-19. So all those things are possible. So as I write up on this, so maximize your potential. If there's something that you feel that has always held you back, this is the time to just start maybe to open up. So we are going to focus on your personal career or personal life. That is where the soft skills now comes. You are academic, maybe you are not doing very well and you are almost, about to graduate. So how can you be able to improve yourself? Or social, some of us are very good in, working with the machines, but you are very poor when you are trying to interact. So you cannot be able to network. You cannot make new acquaintances. You cannot meet new friends in the same industry. So we are also going to teach you on how to do that. And now, professional. This is where you are modeled so that you can be ready for the industry. So that as you step into that interview room, you understand what you're supposed to do. And this is the email that we'll be using. We'll also be having quizzes. I think they should be weekly quizzes, because after this, we'll have a quiz, just general quiz. There are quizzes that runs on this website, and they will be some will be very practical, depending on the area that you are in. In business management, we may give you a real business case. We may take you to a mentor who is already running their businesses. Then you are given a task. You may even visit their offices a whole day. So don't take these sessions for granted, by the way. So we'll share this PowerPoint, and because in the interest of time, We are going now to shift our focus to the next session, which is introduction. The participant to just introduce yourself. Take less than a minute. Just tell us who you are. What you want is just, we want to hear your voice. If you can see your face, the better. And I don't think we are going to have any specific way, but just raise your head as you speak. Raise your head as you speak.
Okay, good evening. I'm Brian Bosire. I'm a graduate from Jomo Kenyatta University. I did telecommunications and information engineering. I want to major in cybersecurity. Pleasure meeting you all. Thank you.
Alan.
Hello everyone. My name is Alan Mutai. I'm in currently.
Check your mic, Alan.
Hello, I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, proceed.
Okay, I'm in third year doing computer security and forensic.
Douglas, proceed. Douglas, are you there? Andrew, let us go to Andrew because
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Andrew Penzi. I'm undergraduate KCA University, undertaking Bachelor of Science in Information Security and Forensics. I want to major in penetration testing, especially in websites, mostly. Yeah.
Wow. You will be engaged soon. We are doing a few penetration tests, and
I want to major in a few, maybe in the next one. Thank you.
George.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is George. My background is in IT. I have a bachelor's degree in information technology. I've been practicing as a web penetration tester, but I haven't had any, engagement. So I'm hoping to learn.
Okay, George, there are some projects that we may be doing in a few weeks or days to come. So we will see how we can be able to group you to just have a feel practical. So Douglas, you can proceed.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Let us go to...
I've just joined, so I don't know what is going on.
Okay. People are introducing themselves. We just want to know you, and if you can see you, the better.
Okay. Let me remove my cello tape.
Okay. No problem.
So my name is Douglas Sahara. I am from Karamoja University of Science and Technology. Currently in my fourth year, pursuing a degree in computer forensics computer security and forensics.
Thank you. Let us go to Bansi.
Yeah.
Okay, good evening. My name is Bansi Njero. I am currently in 4th year, semester 2. I'm doing a degree in health records and information management.
Good. Benjamin, let's proceed.
And I'm glad.
Okay. Bansi, are you there? Benjamin, proceed.
Good evening, guys.
Yes.
I'm Benjamin, medical biotechnology with IT from Maseno University, and I'm interested in cybersecurity. That's why I'm here to learn and connect with you guys. Thank you.
Okay, Bansi, sorry, we wanted to say that your course aligns very well with the Data Protection Act. So expect to be engaging a lot on data protection, because we already have regulations almost out from the parliament, and these are new opportunities that are coming out. So you will have to read a lot on the same. So expect a lot of that. So we proceed next, Elijah.
So good evening, everyone. So I'm a 4th year student pursuing computer and electronic systems, and actually doing my final semester
George Nganga, proceed.
Hello, my name is George Nganga. I'm a practicing, I'd say a self-taught developer so far, but I'm also very much interested in cybersecurity. I haven't really done any real life practice with it, but I'm also doing some self-teaching with it. Yeah, and I'm also very eager to learn from everyone.
Wow, that's wonderful. Self-initiative. Hafsa?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hafsa. I completed my degree in computer science, specializing in networks and security. I'm also interested in cybersecurity. I took a short course on ethical hacking, so I hope to dive into that deeper with this program.
Wonderful, wonderful for that. Ian?
Good evening to everyone. My name is Ian Peter. I'm a 2nd year computer science student at Jomo Kenyatta, and I'm here because I'm interested in learning the field of cybersecurity. I'm not quite sure where I'll specialize in yet, but I'm hoping to discover the more I go forward with it.
Wonderful, you'll do that. Kelvin Naftal.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It is Kelvin Naftal. I'm currently pursuing I'm done.
Okay. Kiprotich. Are we there? Kiprotich. Or we go to David. David. Okay, Kiprotich. Yeah, proceed.
Hi guys, my name is David Kangara. I'm a computer science graduate from University. I'm interested in cybersecurity. I've been doing web penetration testing, and I'm currently doing bug hunting. Yeah, just learning, and I'm really interested to know what the industry requires. That is why I'm here. Thank you.
Although your mic is a bit low, but we have heard by faith. Can we have Kiprotich? Kiprotich, proceed. We are doing this in the interest of time, so do not worry. We'll have a series of such sessions, and some of them you are the one who is going to moderate. So, Kiprotich, are you there? Then we go to Simon Howie. Kiprotich? Simon, proceed as Kiprotich fixes the mic.
Yeah, okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Simon Howie. I'm a final year at USIU. I'm doing applied computer technology with my concentration in forensic cryptography and penetration.
Okay. We have Kipruto. Kipruto, you can hear me? Kipruto Cherwon. Hello. Kipruto. Let's go to Margaret then. Margaret, come on. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Wow. Proceed.
So, hello everyone. My name is Margaret Kamau. I am a third year information technology student. I have been doing cybersecurity on my own for some time now, but I'm looking to gain more skills in network, and I'm really happy to be part of this program. Thank you.
Wow. So if anyone is experiencing an internet challenge, you can try to stop your video because of bandwidth capacity and such stuffs. So we have Muhammad Mustafa, then we go to Metrin Muga. Muhammad, are you there, Muhammad? We go to Metrin Muga, just proceed.
Hello, everyone. I'm Metrin Muga, undergraduate at KCA University, pursuing Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. I'm here to learn and to gain more skills. I've been specializing in computer networking.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So Degwa, Albert.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Albert Ndegwa. I'm a third year student at KCA University, currently pursuing Bachelor's of Science in Information Security and Forensics. and I'm glad to be part of this team. Thank you.
Then we have Dennis. Dennis in Kuja.
So hello everyone. My name is Kuja Dennis. I'm a third year student at KCA University doing software development, and I'm currently working on software development that is mobile applications and such stuff. But still, I can learn more on the other side of forensics and still a lot from this team. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. We now have DevSecOps, which is a branch in security and developers. Also, we have seen a new interest from most customers, especially for softwares, analysis of the software, static, dynamic. So you have so much opportunities. Then you have Nilesh Patel.
Hello everyone, I'm Nilesh and I'm from third year from India, from GNDU University, currently pursuing electronics and communication engineering. And I have keen interest and I have hands-on experience on computer networking and network penetration testing. And right now I'm currently holding master rank on TryHack. And I do lots of CTFs like from SANS, Vulnerhub, solve various vulnerable machines. Yeah, that's it.
Wow, thank you, thank you. Then you have Charles Kemadi. Then you go to Canton Otieno. Charles Kemadi, are you there? Then Canton.
Okay, good evening. Yeah, I'm from Jaramogi University, currently pursuing Bachelor of Science, Computer Security and Forensic. I'm just here to learn as my passion is in cybersecurity. Otherwise, thank you.
Wow, wow. We have someone there working for us, working as a team. I think they are in their third or fourth year. And you may connect soon. Then we have, we finish with Hosea. I think Hosea Kosgei. I'm not sure if you have spoken. Then we go to, as he finished up, we'll now go to to our first mentor to just share in less than 10 minutes, Harrison, just to take us briefly. But Hosea, we want to hear your voice.
Okay, good evening. My name is Hosea. I'm also a cybersecurity student at Jaramogi Oginga University. And I'm also interested in that part of cybersecurity.
Wonderful. I can see the three hands here. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Philip, take a second. Philip, you are there?
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening. We can hear you.
Okay, I'm Philip Nzioka, and I'm Philip Nzioka, and I'm from KC University, taking a bachelor's degree in information security and forensics. And I have much love in information security and some forensic stuff because I've even tried some CTFs, the beginner level first, but I'm eager to join you and learn more. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. There's evidence of love for the information security. That's powerful. We go to David. David, take a second, please.
Okay, good evening. I'm David Kariuki, a fourth year student at JQuat, taking computer science, interested in matters to do with penetration testing, incident response, and Data Protection Act. Thank you.
Wonderful. You see, this is your meeting. It's not even our meeting. So that is why we are just taking time to ensure that each one of you have at least spoken. Barnabas, if you are there, you can just take a second.
Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm Barnabas, studying Bachelor of Information Technology at Cooperative University. I'm glad to join you and I hope I learn a lot of things from this forum. Thanks.
Wonderful. Collins Kimtai, the last one.
Good evening. I am Collins Kimutai from Rift Valley Technical Training Institute. I'm a self-taught in cybersecurity, especially in red teaming, and I've been dealing with Android penetration testing for the past 1 month. I hope you'll help and I'll learn more.
Wow, I like the confidence, and just for 1 month you have already tried mobile security, and now you have confidence even to share what you are doing. So that is what we are looking up for. People who can be able to express themselves, the skills that you have, you can present themselves to a potential customer or even to a potential employer, because sometimes you are held back by some fear. So you are not able to express yourself fully. So Peter, I can see Peter. Peter, can you mute your mic, or have you spoken? If you are not spoken, you can take a second. Okay. So one last thing before we, Mr. Harrison, make sure that you are ready. Your mic is, make sure that you are ready. So as we invite Mr. Harrison just to speak to you for about, you can take 5 minutes, because we'll be with us for a long time. So we are preparing the next generation of leaders. So for the next 5 to 10 years, you'll be the one taking charge of cybersecurity, ICT, even entrepreneurship in this nation and beyond, even in Africa. So that is why the little that you can be able to provide and offer for now, our request is that you take that with a lot of seriousness. And in the next few years, you'll be the one now doing this as we now retire to go and do some farming. So Mr. Harrison, you can just take 5 minutes, just speak to us so that we can also draw some wisdom from you.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Thank you. Yeah? You can hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Fred? Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. My name is Harrison Mathai Mushiri. I am a food safety trainer and consultant, but I've also been trained in business management and also sales and marketing. It's a very, very, very happy moment for me to be part of this team. I think after I've spoken to Fred and he showed me or explained to me what he's up to, I said there's something else I can actually try and share with the team. Thank you very much for meeting everybody else. And there's something else I would want to actually share. Success actually doesn't come from only career development. You need to be a person or full-rounded. So I like the fact that Fred has mentioned soft skills in life are key, are very critical. And for you to be a successful leader in whatever you're going to do, you need to also grow other skills of your life facet. So I cannot emphasize that apart from having those career skills, you need to get to have other skills. And especially something about sales and marketing. Whatever you have, whatever you want to sell, whatever you have, whatever you are good at, eventually you need people to pay for that product so that you can make money. So the way to make money is to people buy your goods or services. And in this case, sales and marketing skills come very much in handy. I can actually confess and say that with the Sekinet team, we've been having sales and marketing sessions every week, where we are actually working also to build the team, and we would want to ensure that everybody else also who comes in the program can also have such skills. I believe that some of the things that we are going to share in the process of ensuring that you get successful is to look at some key points that everybody else should have. One of the things is that you need to have goals. I mean, you cannot be successful if you do not have a goal. You need to have a goal. And if you lose a goal, you lose your way. So you have a goal, it needs to be in black and white. You have to put it in paper. And in the goal, you know that these are the steps that I'm going to follow. Something I cannot forget to emphasize is to prioritize. You have to think of things that you want to do, but you have to have a step by step. I mean, you have to take one each step at a time. You cannot be productive if you do everything. If you're all over, that is a challenge. You have to be focused. And in life, we all aspire to do a lot of things, but we have to prioritize. Finally, I just want to say something. You are self-reliant. Your image is your confidence. Your motivation, your motivation helps you to know how to present whatever you're going to present, whether you're going to present that skill or whether you're going to have a job interview. The self-confidence in how you present yourself comes so much in handy. I think I'm going to end there because of the time. I think we only have like 10 minutes towards the Q&A and other things, but I'm looking forward to have a session with all of you. I'm not an IT guy, but I can help you team in terms of building your skills on business management, in also sales and marketing and other aspects of life. I'm proudly to say I'm a father. I'm a father of a big son and daughters, and I know I can also mentor you in that aspect of life. Thank you very much. And I think we are going to proceed as the program continue. Thank you, Fred.
Wow, thank you for taking the shortest time possible. In networking, we have, I think it is called open shortest path first or something like that. So in the interest of time, we are also going to invite Kelvin. Kelvin is an IT person, cybersecurity as well, but also working in the corporate, and he'll be one of our key mentors, you know, because they're in the industry and they're the one who provide platforms for us young people to be able to learn more, even to work and even to practice what we have been able to learn in the classroom. So Kelvin, if you can hear me, you can just take 5 minutes, just interact with us.
And for allowing me to be part of this session. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Am I audible?
Yes, okay. You are. We can hear you.
My apologies first for joining late. I was living in Mombasa Road, so getting this side of this time usually a bit tricky. But above all, first I want to thank God for this opportunity. It's not easy being at a place where we are safe and even able to meet through this channel. So as I said, my name is Kelvin Mukabi. I work at Middle East Bank. I'm in charge of infrastructure and security. I've been in the industry for around 15 years, and I thank God for that. So mine will be very brief. In the corporate world, for that time I've been there, a lot of changes, especially in IT, has happened. There are times when I think the biggest change that has happened, for example, is the internet. When I was joining the industry, the connection used to be 64, went to 128 to 56. Right now we are talking about almost the same price for 100 Mbps. And with that, what has happened is that in the industry, we're experiencing a lot of attacks because initially the latency was like, I would say it was good in a way that it was to protect those attacks, because for attacks to happen, it requires very high speed internet. But with that also you come with experience, and what usually even keeps other than experience is the small things that actually happens with in the organization, because most of the time you find systems may be built very well, but the easiest or the weakest link is a human being. And what I have seen in the industry is that it requires a lot of integrity, because in the corporate world, especially in the financial sector, you come across a lot of data that you can easily take and sell outside there, but it requires your integrity. And what I can say, people will have papers. You can get the best of the papers, and the papers will give an interview, and will get you, maybe you can get even a job. But what will sustain you there and what will make you grow is your character. If you don't have character, trust you me, you will not succeed in this industry. And for young men right now, what is happening, you find character is lost somewhere around because people want to get rich quick and all that. But when you have character, even God honors a good character. So what I would say in the few minutes I have is that as you climb up the ladder and as you get experience, you will come across very sensitive data, and you need to understand that the position out there, you didn't get it yourself there. It's God who have given you that position, and you need to take care of it. So I would say just entrust that we have been entrusted with that position. You have entrusted with those systems, or even whichever other that you may be. My products just talk about in sales and all that. Let yourself be trustworthy. And I think since I'm driving, I will not, Fred, allow me not to talk much. So thanks for that, Fred. Thank you.
Well, thank you for also for taking your time, considering that you are busy and getting you somehow is not easy. That is awesome. And one thing that I have also learned is for us to be trustworthy. And the trustworthiness comes across, it cuts across even our lives, our careers, even our relationship with God, and our spiritual growth and such. So now finally we can have Madam Purity. She's just going to take 5 minutes just to share what is in her heart, and she'll also be with us in the time that we are going to learn together. So Purity, if you are there, you can just proceed.
Okay, thank you, Fred. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for this opportunity, Fred. We are grateful. Now, to all those who are being mentored, karibuni sana to these sessions. Most of us have worked with Fred for quite some time, being mentored. He's our senior. He has taken us through this journey, and it has been interesting. Now, you joined this group because you were chosen. There are other students who would have wanted to join, but for one reason or another, it was not possible. But for you people, you've been given the chance. Kindly take good care of that chance. Act accordingly to how you're supposed to act. Do what you're supposed to do. Create time. It takes a lot of effort for one person to come up with a mentorship program and be able to pull like almost 60 of you on board. It takes a lot of effort. So kindly let's not have people disappointing those of us who are on this other side. Let us cooperate. Let us respect the team and even your other colleagues and friends and classmates. And then I believe strongly in the initiative of sharing what you know and training the other person, because if you train another person, you get to understand the concept in a more better way. So don't learn something and then just, try and like hide it. You are the only one who knows it, or you want to appear like the only expert on board. It's important to learn to share with the rest of the team. You train one person today, they train you tomorrow. That way we all grow as a team. So be disciplined, respect each other, work together for a common goal. We are looking forward to having so many of you as the CIOs and all those titles in our banks, in our major organizations, in our major institutions, not only in Kenya, but in the entire world. And there are things that you cannot achieve when you're alone. But if we work together on this journey, of course, we get to achieve more. But above everything else, let us love God and take care of ourselves as young people. It is very, very important. And respect the people that we are working with at all times. Yes, so that is what I had to say. My name is Purity Mureithi. I'm an ICT consultant and a cybersecurity and forensics guru. I've been in the industry for like the last 8 years, and I'm grateful to God for this chance. Welcome on board. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that. And one key point that Madam Purity has insisted is on respect, because we have seen, respect even in organizations. Most of organizations that we have interacted with, you can be able to tell someone who went through a mentorship process and someone who never had any mentorship opportunity. The way they respond, the way they work, you can be able to tell. That gap will always be there. And I'm sure some of us, we already have mentors in our other areas. And it is important that you take this session and these sessions that we'll be having a bit serious. You never know. So next, I want us to open the floor so that you can just raise up your hand. If you have any burning question, if you need some form of clarification, then this is an opportunity for you. And also, thank you very much for taking time. We also do not take it for granted that you have been able to put in some bundles, internet bundles, so that you can be able to access this specific session. So we do not also take for granted, and we cannot disregard that investment. That is already a testament that you are already serious and committed to learn. And honestly, you must put in some work and some sacrifice for you to be somewhere in the next 5 to 10 years. So if you have any question, just raise up your hand, then you'll be given that opportunity. Don't fear, ask if you need a clarification on this specific program. If it is something that you have been trying to do and it's not working, as long as it will not take a lot of time, this is now your opportunity just to speak. And I want to encourage us also not to fear, not to continue to interact as a team, because at the end of this program, you'll be able to interact more. Yeah, so you can proceed. So just raise up your hand, then you'll be given that opportunity to ask. So we can take like 10 minutes, then Canton, go ahead and ask.
Yeah, I was asking, for how long will this be meeting running, or it is just a one-time meeting today?
So our sessions will be running for exactly 1 hour. So we'll be having 1 hour sessions. Sometimes we can, it is not a must that we meet all of us. We can meet a certain group. Like now we have people who have orientation towards penetration testing. So we can meet them, separately, not necessarily me, but our team, because we have mentors who are already in penetration testing. Like now we have customers that we are working in penetration testing projects. So someone can engage a few of you and we are going to interact through the platform. So even if you have said that we may do 2 hours, those 2 hours are the minimum that we are supposed to do. But we can have as many sessions as possible, because we can go to a site, then you can have a Zoom session with a team that is already on site. Because we want, when we give you that certificate at the end of this session, we are not lying. So we will say that you went through an internship or a mentorship process on penetration testing. So someone can give you a project or a job based on that, on the weight of that certificate. We do not want to lie. So when they give you, then they realize that you are just joking. It will not be good. So make sure that when you are called upon, you are available. But most of the sessions, they should take just 1 hour. It's only that today we had to do a bit of introduction. So Ian, proceed.
Evening once more. I had you talking about our WhatsApp group when we started the session. Could you maybe send a link here so that I can also join the WhatsApp group?
Sorry for that. There's a WhatsApp group, by the way. You are not there?
No, I think the number I registered with is different from the one I use on WhatsApp.
Okay. Grace will get in touch and she'll be able to add you to the group. More questions? If you don't ask, we are going to ask because the classes have started. So more questions, more questions. Bansi, proceed.
Okay, my question is, some of us don't have the cybersecurity background. We are doing something a bit different from the computer and cybersecurity field. So, like, for example, myself, I'm doing the TCM security, hands-on, say, ethical hacking course. And I'm still at the early stages. So is the platform still going to be beneficial considering I don't have the cybersecurity background or experience? Thank you.
Okay, allow me to answer almost all the questions because of time, but next, of course, we'll have the mentors in the subsequent sessions. So a very good question. So we are assuming like almost you are zero. So you come into this process, assuming that, of course, there are those basic requirements, like you know how to, you know ICT, you know OSI model. So there are things that you need to understand, like let's say maybe basic Linux, for instance. This is for those who are in cybersecurity and they have interest also to transit to cybersecurity. But for you, it is not a must that you must be very deep. That is why it is an internship or a mentorship. Actually, it has a component of mentorship and internship. So internship is converting or translating what you have learned in school into practical stuffs, you know. Then the mentorship will come when we have experienced people who are already working on the field. Then they can be able to teach you, to guide you. For instance, which tools are you supposed to use? When you want to do scanning of the ports, what does it entail even to scan ports? When you want to conduct a penetration testing or cybersecurity assessment, what do you do from 0 up to 100? What are the methodologies? What are the standards that you need to apply? You know, apart from that, inculcating the mindset, the right mindset of a penetration tester, of an ethical hacker. And this is where we said that you'll have to do a lot of self-audit. Why are you doing ethical hacking in the first place? Maybe it is not your area, or even it is not maybe your part. Maybe you are influenced to do it. I'm not saying that you are influenced, but we will do a lot of self-audit. And some of us will find out that we are not even supposed to be doing certificates maybe that we are doing, for instance. But we have some people who are in business management. They are not even in IT, and we'll have different groups. And each one of us may belong to just one group. So we'll have the ICT. There are people doing software engineering. There are people doing cybersecurity and penetration testing. So I think that one will be one group. Then we have other people doing business management. So this is why we are going to teach you on the skills on marketing, on sales, entrepreneurship. And on top of this, we'll also inculcate the skills for entrepreneurship, because we are already into entrepreneurship, and you can be trained and mentored into the same. So if you are in cybersecurity, even if you will not start your own company today, how can we prepare you for the next 10 years to be the one running your own company in along data protection? There are new opportunities that you now have. Currently, when we were starting, we never had all these laws. Government thought anyone saying ethical hacking, anything to do with hacking, you are already a criminal. Our phones used to be tapped all the time by the National Intelligence Service. But now things have changed. We can now sit on the table with the government and talk. We usually talk with Communications Authority, the Ministry of ICT, and we tell them this is what we need for our young people in school. Like now we are trying to push them to be able to relook at some of these curriculums so that they can include a component of cybersecurity somewhere. Again, on the industry, we are talking to most of organizations to just introduce cybersecurity as a department, which is separate from IT. So you are coming to the industry at a time that is very ripe for you. We have Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act. We have Data Protection Act. All these are new opportunities. But if you are not taught on how to take advantage of these opportunities, they will just remain opportunities, and you cannot be able to even take advantage of the same opportunities. So I believe we have heard your question, Bansi.
Yes, I'm contented. Thank you.
Wow. So we now have another one from Benjamin asking, where does data protection fall, being that my background is on medical biotechnology. So what we'll do is that we'll have to sit down with Benjamin and look at all aspects of the course that he is currently doing, so that we can be able to, because eventually this program will not only be for IT and cyber and such things. We can have people doing medicine, we can have people doing art, and they also benefit from this. So we of course, we will have, I think in our networks, we have someone already in biomed, already doing biomed. We have another student actually, and we are going to add him, I think tomorrow. He's in the University of Canada taking biomed with, I think, with AI. So this is someone that you can be able to relate, because even if we have biomed, now we have COVID-19. People are saying that the virus was made in the lab. How can you start maybe to think around such areas? Because you have to be innovative. Even if it is biomed, even if it is biotechnology, how can you put in the aspect of, because we need experts within the medicine. Like now we have lawyers who are already doing IT, who are already doing cybersecurity, because they have found out that they are arguing cases concerning cybersecurity and cybercrime, but they find out that they have limitations. They cannot argue out a case very well because they are limited in terms of technology. So they are signing up for courses in cybersecurity. So it is the same thing, and it's a very interesting scenario. So Benjamin, we will have a session with you and maybe a few mentors. Then you can be able to craft something for you. But we will have common, you can call them common units, like soft skills. So soft skill will cut across. It will not matter whether you are in IT, whether you are in biomed, whatever area you are in, because you must understand how to model your personality around whatever career that you are in. So another one is from Kelvin. What is the difference between cybersecurity and system security? So cybersecurity, you can say, let's say in a simplified way, it is like the main thing, the way we have internet. So after internet, we have different innovations which leverages on internet. So cybersecurity is the main field. Then within system security, within cybersecurity, we now have system security, application security, web security, database security. But the main field within computer security is the cyber security, which now covers information, it covers people, it covers processes and all those things. But you will keep learning because there is also a difference between cyber security and information security. So you'll keep learning on all this. So any other question? Just raise up your hand. So let us also ask one question. And we are going to ask Hafsa, if you are there, what is your career objective? And where do you see yourself in 2 years?
I would like to get into cybersecurity. So in 2 years, probably a penetration tester.
That was very brief. The career objective. Okay, you could like to get into cybersecurity, and in the next 2 years, you see yourself as okay. So let us hear from Brian. What do you think on the same? Brian? If you are there, Brian.
Okay, on my part, I would like to specialize on cybersecurity and also cloud computing. So in 2 years, those are the 2 areas I want to major on majorly.
Okay, cybersecurity and cloud computing. Any of the mentor just to comment on those few questions that have been asked?
Yes. Good evening once more. My name is Kevin Mugo. There was a question that was raised shortly about where does data protection fall, being that my background is on medical biotechnology. You will come to learn that there are policies, and policies are like a set of rules or guidelines that control how people should carry out their activities in organizations. You will come to find out that there are policies like the HIPAA, which means it stands for the Health Insurance Portable Account and Accountability Act. It assists in regulating how patients' data should be treated, how matters relating to how the privacy of that data should be, and the security that revolves around that data. Now that's the theoretical approach, like those set of rules. Now when it comes to the security, we now try to bring the practical approach to those rules. So from whichever side you can be able to fit in, either as a consultant or a person who will be studying such policies and crafting those guidelines, let's say by use of firewalls and things of the such. So it's a broad range of opportunities that are there. And it's also an innovative world as technology develops. So you should also be open to learn new technologies and how they can fit into existing policies, and whether these new technologies have various niches that can be tapped to, either to be improved, to improve the policy and things of the such. Yeah, so let's always be open and embrace it as it comes. Yeah, thank you.
Stephen, are you there, Stephen? Stephen Kagesha, can you comment on the same? As Stephen plan himself, there's a question from Collins. So on that part of actually biotechnology, there are new opportunities. And one thing that I have seen that limits, as the example that we were sharing on lawyers, is lack of proper guidance, because most of those lawyers, they were saying that, or they have been saying that if they had such a guidance when they were taking the law, they could also have subscribed to maybe an IT course or even a cybersecurity course. Now, 10 years into law, practicing law in technology, and they find themselves very, very much constrained. So they are now signing up for this course 10 years down the line. So if you look at biotechnology, you may be working maybe on a medical environment or something like that. And medical data is one of the very sensitive information. And if you look at the Data Protection Act, it addresses the same. So that is an area that you can explore, not necessarily from a technical perspective, but as Kelvin is saying, you can look at the policies, which most of our hospitals in Kenya, they do not have. You can even do a study and release a paper on the status of the information, medical information in Kenya. Another one is around the standards which are required to store the medical information. Like now we have HIPAA. You can look at HIPAA as a protocol and a standard for most of the hospitals to implement. So the question is, what is the requirement for one to go to the market and say he or she is able to do red teaming? So the aspect of red teaming, blue teaming, these are I can say that, you know, they do not matter a lot, because cybersecurity being a very young industry and field in Kenya, or rather East Africa, many organizations, they have not embraced the aspect of red teaming. For you to do a comprehensive red teaming, if you are to charge a customer, for instance, you cannot charge them less than 1 million shillings. So most organizations, SME circles, for them to give you 1 million shillings, it is a challenge, unless now you have to compete with these big organizations, and it is also a challenge. So, but beyond, I think beyond Africa, red teaming is working, but it is something that you build over years and over time. So it is, you can acquire the skills in your early part of your career, but do not be so much constrained in your mind about red teaming, blue teaming. It is good, you know, you can watch those red teaming projects, you can read about them. But when you come on the field, the customer does not care whether you do red teaming or blue teaming. Because for you to do red teaming, you cannot charge, as I'm saying, less than 1 million Kenya shillings. But customers are not ready. In fact, most customers, like one that we are already engaging in Naivasha, they don't even know that they need cybersecurity in the first place, and yet they have been hacked. So you first have to teach them what is cybersecurity. Before that, then you tell them about red teaming, and you are dealing with a board of directors who are, let's say, beyond 50 years. We respect them. But now the challenge is that most of them, they do not understand these things. So yeah, red teaming is okay. And what you do, you have to cut out a niche, and you really have to find out on how you are going to survive as you build your skill on the same. There are a few people you can learn from, and you are going to maybe host them in some of our sessions. But our advice is you focus with the basics. What matters about the titles, they do not matter. What matters when you go to a customer, when you go to an employer, what value are you bringing? They will not ask you, are you a red team or are you blue team? So these things are there just for fun, mostly for fun. I'm a red teamer, I'm a blue teamer, but you can work both. Customer ask, we want black box, you know, we want white box, white, gray, what, all those things. Most of the time, people don't care. They care if, can you be able to advise them and help them comply to Data Protection Act, computer misuse, and whatever act, something like ISO 27001. They may not care a lot, but these skills are there for you to be able to acquire them. You can be able to use them. And as you keep growing in your career, it becomes very clear that, wow, these titles, they may not mean a lot. So Stephen, are you there? You can answer Collins. So any other question as we wind up now? So also you want to hear people taking up forensics as well, incident response, because we have seen organizations being breached, but people who comes to respond to these incidents, they have gaps in terms of technical ability. They do not even understand the methodologies. So someone will ask you, for instance, if a server is hacked or you wake up in the morning, you are the system admin, and the server has already been breached, let's say by a ransomware, who can tell us in this session, what would be your first reaction? If you wake up in the morning and maybe you have, the company has a Microsoft SQL server supporting an ERP, maybe a SAP, which they have purchased for about $1 million. So what would be your first reaction if a ransomware, and you don't even have a backup, what would be your first reaction? Collins, you want to attempt?
Okay, as for me, what I could do is, the first thing I'll disconnect the network away from the one which has been ransomed. Then look at once you have disconnected to the to the machine which has been attacked, you can do further analysis.
Wow. Wonderful. Wonderful. And you get a high five there. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see high five there?
Yeah.
Good. So now that is very, very correct, because what we have seen is panic. So most team, they panic, irrespective of the number of years that you have been in the IT or even in cybersecurity. And the reason they panic is that they have lacked to be guided the right way. So we saw a team where they panicked, they disconnected the network, then they switched off the server. And you're not supposed to switch off. When you switch off, you may lose the volatile information that you can use to analyze and try to see how did the attack happen. So we have also seen others, they proceed to format, or others, they proceed to connect a drive that had a backup without knowing that the same ransomware consumes even the backup. So you may find yourself in a situation where the management will now take you to task. Why did you do that? At the end, they have not even invested in training you, in building capacity, so that you can know how what to do and how to respond in such events of a cyber attack. And also there are opportunities in the courts. So you can be hired to be able to assist the company in incident response. From there, you can prepare a report and present it maybe to a board of management, or you can even take it to the court as a court expert witness. Now, I forgot to say that we are also part of Kenya Cybersecurity and Forensic Association. So we have already built a name with the court, the Kenya Magistrate and Judges Association. So they now know the name, the association name. So when you study in the court of the law and you say you are from this and this, then it is a career opportunity for you as a court expert witness. So currently we have very few of them. In the next 5 years, expect a lot of breaches. Data protection is going to come into play. A company is going to, is going to take another company to court, and they are going to demand, or even customers are going to take companies to court demanding more than $5 million just because their email was breached. And you are the one now to go and represent either proof that hacking happened or it did not happen. But you cannot do that if you don't have these skills. And this is where you have an advantage, especially in IT, cyber, you already have an advantage. And it is easier to argue out in the court as long as you also understand how to speak the court language. And that is why we are also here, because we have also been in the court we made a few mistakes, but now we have understood the language of the court. So the final question, so that we can pray and leave. So we'll also have one of you also pray for us. So we want to ensure that we can also be praying. We start with a prayer and we end up with we wind up the session with a word of prayer as well. So a final question, any question, just raise up your hand. No one has asked how will the session be conducted? Is it through this? So any question as we wind up? We have 2 minutes. Then one of you just to volunteer to just wind up for us with a word of prayer.
How many sessions will we be having per week?
Sessions per week, we may have, for a start, we may be having 2 sessions per week for a start. But we are going to work around based on, for now we may have the first 1 month, we may have 1 common sessions, because we'll have a look at soft skills. And we were just requesting not to ignore these sessions, because at the end of it, there will be tests, for the soft skill. Then you will now go to the next session. And our desire is to ensure that all of us, we finish strong, because one thing that we have seen that is very consistent with us young people, me included, is lack of consistency. So we have to, as we also do this, we will also be teaching ourselves on how to sustain consistency. So if we say that we are meeting this time, that's it. We'll be having physical sessions, even in town, even in Upper Hill, even in in customer sites. So like now, if let's say we request, we need 2-3 people to if kama hauko mbali sana, go to Naivasha, you can, maybe we can cost share on the fare, or at times you can use your own money, as long as you are prepared to learn. So you may be having, for a start, so that we sustain some form of momentum, we may be having 2 sessions, 1 session per week, per hour. 1 session will take 1 hour. But the most important thing is the sessions are for guidance. From there, you are given some contents and a link also, where you can also access materials and content, and you read on your own. And the final thing, make sure that you read. Take advantage of us. Reach out to us through emails, through WhatsApp. Take advantage of the platforms that are there. Because after this session, it might become also hard somehow to maybe allocate you sometimes. So if you feel there's something that is disturbing you, even at a personal level, even at a family level, you can reach out to us. How does one navigate if you find yourself in such a situation? Maybe in school, you have a confusion, you don't know what to do. Do you take masters after the 4th year? Do you take a certification? What do you do? And also, we will keep sharing our office, so that you can, when you find time, our office is open. You can just pop in, spend a day, interact with other young people. So take advantage fully. We have made ourselves available for the next 3 months. And of course, after 3 months, it's not like now we are done. No, it is a lifelong process, a lifelong journey. That is why mentorship is not a joke, because you are now opening yourself to other people, and every person is carrying their own things. So you just open up yourself so that you can also maybe be a blessing to them. But we are prepared, and above everything, God is going to provide us with that grace for us to continue. So I think without much ado, we can just wind up. If there is no any other person with a question, we'll share the recording in the group. And we'll also share now what you need to do, the platform you need to register, to log in, and also some sort of a summarized curriculum or something of the sort. And if you have a machine, make sure that you have, maybe you have a machine. If you don't have, you can use someone else. There are tools that will be needed to set up. We are going mostly to use a VirtualBox, so you can set up VirtualBox for virtualization. We'll also maybe use some containers. We may have Dockers. You can also download Dockers. All these things, they may sound very foreign to you, but you are going to learn. So don't feel inadequate. Just be prepared and be available to learn. With that, Douglas, you can pray for us as we wind up. Thank you.
Okay, let's close our eyes. Yahweh, Allah, God of the free, God of the righteous, God of the blessed, we thank you for this opportunity that has been availed to us by SecuNet. May you bless them for availing their resources, their time, God, to bless us with these skills that we are going to get from our different backgrounds, Almighty God, with this common goal to learn something, my Almighty Father. We thank you for everything, Father, and may this journey be prosperous and successful. We pray, trusting and believing in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Good night. Good night. We love each one of you. Thank you very much for taking time and also sacrificing for this. Thank you and God bless you. Good night.